Hi guys, I hope you guys are all okay and welcome to your June for all of the signs. Now, when June is the Gemini season, but also we're easing into Cancer season. So the year and energy is definitely changing. We have a lot of planetary conversations that's going on during this time, but we also have card messages, and the card messages are definitely key. So I've just pulled out 3 tarot or 3 oracle cards for like the general collective messages, some of the things and the themes that we could be seeing, and also some of the little messages that we could see. They could be good, they could be bad, they could just be general. So the card messages are from Dream, Surrender, and Neptune. So the messages of these cards are just actually saying for June, Gemini season is that even though it's a very busy season, it's going to be very chatty, lots of communication, lots of writing, speaking, even going with the Gemini theme of talking, of, making friends, very busy, mentally busy. For some of us, it's the general energies is not so much like that. So when it says the first card message of dreams is, a lot of us could be wishing on the stars, realizing our dreams, working on our dreams, daydreaming as well. This is a very active month. Whenever the sun reaches Gemini, it's very active. So this is actually a great time to be working on dreams. This is a great time because it's such a mental month. The mental is like, because Gemini is ruled in tarot, is ruled by, or Mercury is ruled by the Magician and the Lover's card. And we're going to be working with these cards anyway, throughout the whole of May and the whole of June. And Gemini is one of the great manifestors. It's like whatever it puts its mind to, you can do. So the mind is obviously of dreams. So the first card is asking and guiding you to work on your dreams. Asking you also, what do you dream of doing? What have you always dreamt of doing? And try to work hard on them. Even if you're daydreaming, even if your head's very much in the clouds, the dreams are going to be very alive, and it's going to be very active, and it's going to be alive and kicking. So also listen to what your dreams are saying when you're sleeping too, because they're also going to be telling you like a story. This month is very much a story month. This month is very much a time of not only questions are going to be asked, but also dreams are going to be loud as well. The second card of surrender to the divine, surrender to what is going on. This month, Gemini season, June season is a month that is a mutable month. It's not a month that, even though you make plans for yourself, they may not go into fruition, because mutable is going with the flow. So when it says surrender to what's happening, surrender to changes that are going to be happening in your life this month. And there's going to be many changes. The energies, even of the planets, are changes as well. So open your mind and surrender to things that are going to be changing, and they could be for the good. They could all be for the bad. Regardless, surrender. Then we have Neptune, and Neptune is ruled by Pisces. And again, it's to do with the dreams, but it's also to do with illusions. So there is going to be themes this month that, again, some things are not what it seems. The Neptune card is of spirituality, of the higher realm. Neptune is of creativity, it's of dance, it's of, in a way, psychology, because it's a 12th house. But it's also a time that there are things that are going to be coming to an end. I feel that a lot of us are going to be seeing things for what they are not, even though it may take a while, because it's very much a sensitive time this month, especially what the oracle cards are saying. So although dreams are very pivotal this month, so is our intuition. Our intuition is going to be quite high, very bright. There could be some things of that we may be thinking that we're again dreaming, like some of these wishes and dreams actually come true. But we also have to see beneath it all. Because again, when Neptune is at play this month, things are not what they seem. And it can really hinder us, it can hurt us, but it could also make us break away and start again, or we'll be forced to start again. So I feel that this month, working with our intuition, but working on a spiritual sense, working with creativity. I mean, I've said this before, creativity will definitely save us in the future. It will definitely save us because that's what people are going to be leaning towards. And I feel that this month is going to be the beginning of that. So very much an emotional time, but a time of working on things that we love, working on our dreams, also working spiritually. And the spiritual practice can also ground us because it's such a mutable time. So that's like the general oracle messages for the month of June. And now we're going to go into the signs. Hello Aries, and welcome to your June 2022 reading. So Aries, there's a lot of energy that's like concerning you. Because, you know, we've just come out, or we're still in the Jupiter that's gone into your sign. And also we've got Mars there, we've got Venus there. So there's a lot of energy that you are on. There's a lot of energy that's concerning you. So you're actually really ready to, you know, pursue anything forward. During June, Gemini season, we have Mars, it conjuncts Chiron in Aries. So there is this huge push, initiative, initiation, drive, energy for you to like heal any part of yourself that you have basically not wanted to heal. You're all about moving forward in general. Okay, so this could be to do with you healing your body in some way, healing something that was in your mind, something definitely to do with in the past, healing old wounds to do with like your family. It could be a multitude of things. This is a time to sort of stop and step back and think why you need to constantly keep moving. Why do you need to keep busy? There's going to be some questions that's going to be coming up because, you know, Gemini rules your third house. The energy is in your third house. So although it's a go, go, go time, there's going to be a stop, stop, stop time too. And it might frustrate you in some way. You know, whenever the sun goes into Gemini, you're on a high, like especially on a mental high. And, you know, Saturn is going retrograde into your 11th house. So there's going to be themes when it comes to your goals, your dreams, but also people who you associate with. It could be things, friends coming back from the past. It can actually feel like a Mercury retrograde type of thing that's coming up. But, you know, we have Venus going into your third house. So this is great if some of you are single and you want to chat up certain people. You know, it's a time that a lot of you may be quite flirty. If you're in a relationship, you know, this could be a fun time. You could, you know, play games, initiate some type of action. This is actually a great time. There are lots, like again, I said, there's themes that are in your sign this month, Aries. And, you know, we have one of the lovely things, we've got Venus sextile Jupiter, which is in your sign. And this is really great for you to expand. If you, especially, I keep thinking a lot of you are single, especially if you're single, if you want to expand your like repertoire when it comes to being with someone that's very different to you, or if you want to do something very creative that's very avant-garde, something very different, starting new projects, starting like a new workout regime, or even changing your look, this is going to be a great time. But when I come to like your cards, you have some action that is, yes, it is of movement, but there is also action of you feeling quite stagnated. The stagnation could be, you know, this is like a hunch. It could be, you know, because of the Chiron influence. You know, when I said the stop, 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 that's going to be happening. It's time to stop and think. It's time to stop and purge. It's time to stop and regroup. This can cause a lot of confusion to some. This can cause a lot of confusion. This can cause a lot of confusion to some, but also some stillness and wondering, but also a time of, okay, let me just do this. The frustration, and it definitely could be in the beginning for some of you Aries, is the conversations that are going to be deeper within. And this could lead to some of you feeling quite, you know how you communicate, quite mouthy, although some of you may not even mean it, because you know you have the 8 of Swords, which is of stagnation, like mental stagnation. And there may be some times during this month that there's projects or there's things that are moving forward or appear to be moving forward, but there's some stumbling blocks. There's some things that need to be reworked, and you guys may want to do it quickly. But if you do quickly, there's going to be mistakes. So it's just to be a bit mindful of that. But again, you are going to be moving forward. You know, you are going to come on top. Any challenges that you're facing this month, Aries, or I feel that the challenges could be quite minor, but obviously some of them are internal. Anything that comes up, you're going to be moving forward. You're going to come on top. If anyone's trying to, because some of you may feel that people are like standing in your way, or people might be sabotaging you behind the scenes. Most of it is definitely to do within the mind, but you will come on top. If there's something you want to do, initiate, you will actually get to do it. I just feel that there may be some planning, that careful planning that needs to be done. You've got the King of Wands, and it is a card of, you know, anything you want to do, anything you initiate, being the leader, you're going to be leading. But it's about careful leading, careful planning. Some of you may also buck up with a King of Wands, a Leo, who can help you, who can strategize, who can calm you down, especially if there's any drama or arguments. Because this could happen. Remember, we are in Gemini season. Gemini ruling your 3rd house can make you quite mouthy. Again, it can make you shoot from the hip, and it could be a lot of shooting from the hip. But this is definitely more to do with the whole inner frustration that a lot of you guys, you know, could be feeling this month. You have moderation card. Practicing moderation is key. You could be on the verge of a major breakthrough, Aries. If there's no too much headstrong rushing, leaving people behind. There's going to be lots of conversations. I feel that there's going to be some people that want your advice, or you may be seeking the advice, but it might not be the thing that you actually want to hear. So you could be just rushing headstrong. Again, you guys are going to be starting something new, and this definitely could be to do with getting fit, looking your best. You may rush into it. It's all about practice and moderation. It's all about listening to your soul as well. And then you have karmatic completion. So this month it's like a learning curve. The karmatic completion is about, you know, you've learned some lessons, and there are going to be a lot of lessons you're going to be learning this month, Aries, especially because Chiron's involved. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's about, okay, I'm going to put this in your way. I'm going to bring this up. What are you going to do with it? And I feel that a lot of you who do that inner work, that healing work, that work that feels very uncomfortable, you're going to be one step ahead of learning a lesson. And if another lesson comes, instead of you going back to the old and tried tested way, you're going to be stopping and learning it. So very much this month, very much a time of learning about yourself, learning to moderate, but also learning that whatever comes your way, you're going to come on top, because that deeper inner work is being healed. So very much a healing time for a lot of you Aries. Okay. Taurus. Taurus. Very busy time that you've had already this year. You know, we're halfway to the end of the year. You know, 6 months has gone and it's been very eventful. You know, you have a lot of action that's concerning like your self-worth. It's actually your house. But still, it is a time that a lot of you are going to be feeling, because, you know, you have lots of conversations with Aries that's involved with Chiron, and we have the Venus energy, lots of energy with concerning like the 12th house basically. You know, we've got the Mars conjunct Chiron in Aries, we have Venus sextile Jupiter. So there's going to be a lot of releasing that you guys are going to be doing this month. Although it does feel very active, there's still going to be very much a time of releasing and purging and bringing new things in. A time of spiritual cleansing, a time of charitable work, a time of doing writing, working behind the scenes, time of healing any old wounds that you guys have, that you guys have occurred. A time of forgiveness, forgiving yourself. And also, especially, we've got Venus sextile Jupiter. This is going to be, because you're ruled by Venus anyway, you know, so there can be things that come up to do with like your relationship in some way, in terms of like joint finances, but also to do with your self-worth. You know, you're changing. Definitely, the change is going to be starting to happen now, especially because we've had the North Node and the eclipses in your 7th and 1st house. But there are other themes that are coming up, Taurus, that's going to be calling for your attention. And yes, it will be to do with your relationship. Yes, it will be to do with finances in some way. It's also to do with fears of having more, fears of having less instead of more, actually. A lot of you Tauruses some of you are learning to live with less, and it can feel very uncomfortable. But there's going to be a huge conversations within the mind and the body and the soul that's going to be asking you some questions. It's going to be a case of, you know, it's about you moving into a new realm instead of sticking to the old tried and tested, because the world has now changed. That's what Uranus is all about. That's what it's telling you. The one good saving grace that you have this month is, you know, obviously you've got Saturn retrograde in your 10th house, which is you either deciding to stay or go, getting promoted, having more money, but also, you know, asking you, are you happy? This month seems very much, are you happy month? And the one good thing is that you've got Venus conjunct Uranus, which is going to be changing up stuff to do with your eating habits, your sense of style, your fashion, money as well. There's going to be lots of changes. There's going to be things that can be very up and down. And some of you Tauruses, because, you know, when it comes to like your cards, the first card you got is a Hermit card. And a lot of themes are going to be are going to be within. Again, you guys are going to be very active to be making money, but there's also some things that are within that you guys may not want to speak about. Some of you guys may be seeking a lot of time alone. The hermit is about conversations that we have alone. The hermit is about wanting to be alone, but also enjoying being alone. Because it's not just necessarily questions, it's just that time of healing and solitude, but also communication. And it's not necessarily communicating to others, bringing things out in the open. It's about, it's that time for me to just you know, spend a lot more time alone. It can be quite hard for a lot of you because especially if you have lots of work commitments, if you have like a family, some of you may be really begging or seeking that alone time, but some of you may have to try and find that home time. It's about balance this month. And if you guys don't get that alone time, obviously things can erupt. It can be in a more, not in a, it may be verbal or non-verbal way, but there's things that you guys will do to have that time to yourself, to ask yourself questions. It feels a little bit like a crunch time, and it could be to do with the eclipses that have just gone in your 1st and 7th house. So this is changing you, Taurus. This changes abode. You know, you have the 7 of Pentacles, which is showing you that, you know, it's about being content with what you have, but also a time of relaxation, a time of, like, again, spiritual solitude. I feel a lot of you Tauruses are going to get a bit more spiritual now. It's about you healing your wounds when it comes to money. Some of you may not be wanting as much as you, some of you may not be wanting as much, or some of you are seeing that you don't need as much. So this is a time of cleaning out that closet, cleaning out that whole keeping up with the Joneses. You know, because with Uranus being in your sign, this is changing a whole multitude for a lot of you. And I feel like you guys are seeing it now. Some of you are very glad about it. You guys will always be about security, but it's about thinking of security in another way. So there's very much this alone time that I feel that you guys are going to be having this month is definitely needed. You have the manifestation card. Manifestation card is a brilliant card. I feel that you guys are going to find a lot of strength when you're manifesting, or actually when you believe in manifesting. Manifesting is very easy, but you guys may need to see it to believe it. It's about writing or saying it like it's happened already. And I get it. You know, I'm moon in Taurus. You know, sometimes you need tangible results, but it's about consistency. So consistency with writing. Remember, you got the Hermit card, which is a Virgo card. Virgo rules your 3rd house. So, sorry, it rules your 5th house. So have fun with manifesting, even if you have to write it down and pin it on your work desk, or, you know, when you have time, just writing down, you know, what you would love to do, what you would love to create. And this definitely is a time of secrecy anyway. But believing is going to be changing your mindset a lot, Taurus. And then you have self-love. So you're going to be learning to love a different part of yourself this month. And is no time like the present. This whole North Node in Taurus is about self-love. It's about self-care. So I feel that you guys maybe do a lot more self-care this month, especially if you're raising your vibrations with manifestation work, with spiritual work, with meditation, with grounding yourself in the park, being around greenery. This is about self-love. This is to do self-care. You're going to find that there's a different part of yourself, Tauruses, that you've sort of like not felt before. This comes in solitude. This comes when you're not being disturbed. But this also comes when we listen to that deeper meanings of what is actually going on. If you do feel, some of you may feel quite overwhelmed with what's going on. So that's why, you know, doing spiritual practices will be of grounding for you, and also extremely beneficial. And also, if you are seeking answers, you will gain answers from this too. Hello, Gemini. This is your month. Yeah, this is your month. Gemini season. This month might feel very strange because this is the first month. You know, obviously it was in May as well, but this is a month that there's no North Node in your sign. You know, it's not going to feel, it may not feel, some of you may not feel like the star of the show, but also some of you may not feel as pressured as you were before. There's lots of changes coming for a lot of you Geminis. But still, there is a lot of crazy energy because we have a lot of Aries energy, which is in your 11th house. Although you are the star, your goals and your friendships are coming full circle. But also there's some healing that's going to be available. There's also some healing that's going to be for you to be looking at too. This is to do with healing within any groups or associations that you guys have associated with. I feel that there could be some friends that actually come back for a lot of you Geminis, and that may be to do with like the Mercury retrograde in your 11th house. So I feel that especially in the beginning, if there's anything, they may have come back already, or they're coming back, and there may be some, it could be uncomfortable for some of you, but some of you may feel that, okay, this needed to be said or needed to be had because I didn't know you felt like this, or you could be saying this is how I felt at the time. And it's always good when things are put out there to be healed. Okay. And also we also have Venus, which is in Aries as well. And it's going to be again a fun time, especially for a lot of you Geminis who are single. The Venus sextile Jupiter. This is about expanding yourself when it comes to, you know, money and, you know, relationships, having fun. You know, you guys, some of you could be associating yourself with people and finding love while you're working, while you're, you know, having, I was going to say protest, sorry. Well, while you are, because humanitarianism work, you know, you could find love with someone in your group, or someone who knows someone who knows someone. They could be from a different culture to you. You know, you could find the love of your life, you know, but they could also be, you could also be learning a lot from them as well. You have Venus, which is in your sign. So again, if some of you are single, you're going to get your flirt on. If some of you are in a relationship, this is time to have some fun. Try and do something different. If things feel stagnated or boring, it's time to just get that thinking cap on. You also have Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which is going to be changing things within your, not just, basically it's going to be changing things when it comes to like your learning skills, your higher learning, your belief systems. I feel your belief systems are definitely going to be changing when it comes to relationships. In terms of like monogamy, or, you know, singleton. You know, some of you might decide that you're too old to be doing what you're doing and you want to settle down, or, you know, I feel that there's a lot of time that you guys may spend a lot of time by yourself in solitude. I know a lot of you don't want to hear that. And just to really think about how you view relationships, how you view when it comes to money. You know, this is a time of healing as well. There's going to be lots of changes as well when it comes to like your finances, but also there's going to be a lot of changes when it comes to you in terms of spirituality. If you thought it was, oh, it's a bit of rubbish, or I don't want to hear it, you might decide, actually, let me just try this. You know, let me just see what everyone's on about. And then you can get to this higher learning of, and higher belief systems of what you've actually missed out. But again, there is, and also you've got Neptune retrograde in your 10th house, which is about your career. So there might be some stuff that comes out, but also there might be you figuring out something different within your career. You might decide to leave. Neptune in your 10th house is about great, or it could be a disgrace. So, you know, again, some of you may decide that, you know, some of you, there might be things that come out about you that some of you may have to step down, or some of you may decide that, you know, you don't really believe in what's going on in your career anymore. You don't like how your boss talks to you, or you just don't like the whole atmosphere and you decide to leave. This is about you looking back. You've got this conjunction as well in your 10th house as well. So there's a major change happening for a lot of you Geminis anyway. So regardless of what happens, changes in career are going to be happening. So when it comes to like your cards, again, even though such a powerful time for a lot of you, you have the first card message you have is from the Chariot, and the Chariot is a Cancer card, and it is about the boss. You know, again, this is about the higher realms of Cancer. So you guys, again, are ready, because as you can see, she's wearing like a biker jacket. She's got those two chariots with her, you know, one maybe going this way or that way, but this you still are moving forward. So if there's like some, again, there could be some confusion, because you know you're a sign that is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is about communication, but it's also about confusion. The Chariot card, I feel, is asking just to be mindful of what you say this month. I feel it's very mindful of what you say, because relationships are playing a big part, and there may be something that a lot of you Gemini say that can cause a bit of upset, and or there could be a partner that says something to you that causes upset, and you guys may be keeping it hidden. But there may be one time that something can happen and you can just bam. Okay, but again, it's of a confidence as well. So, and also because Venus is in your side as well, you guys are feeling very different. There's a confidence coming. So, but you guys may be definitely in two minds about where you want it to go. So your heart is going to be singing, Gemini. Even though you don't want to hear it, you may want to hear your head. Your heart's going to be coming out more. Things that you want to say and things that you want to do. And this is about being single or commitment or having fun. There's a lot of that going on. So some of you may even be guided to commit in some way. And I do feel a lot of you Geminis will definitely meet someone that's very different to you. They could be older, they could be younger, but essentially you're going to be learning from them. They could be speaking another language. They could just be completely different to you. You'll be very mystified. They could actually be a Cancer. Okay, so something's going to change within your relationship. And, you know, in a relationship may even go very fast. Like you may move in or you may move to another country, but you guys are moving forward, especially. And yeah, the Chariot card is definitely speaking to me about relationship for a lot of you. Okay, you have the Queen of Wands, which is a lovely fire card for a lot of you Geminis. Again, you guys are moving forward. A lot of excitement in the air for a lot of you Geminis. You know, there's some projects and plans that you guys are willing and daring. There's a sense of like, I don't care. I'm daring to be different. I'm daring to really go there. I'm daring to do something quite drastic in my life, in my career. So energy wise, I feel the energy is going to be on top. You know, your vitality, I feel that you guys are going to be looking and dressing your best as well. Again, I feel this definitely to do with like a relationship. You know, if there's, I don't feel doesn't feel that there's going to be any stress or strife that comes up. Obviously there might be, you know, but there's nothing that you can't handle. You guys are all about, again, mentally moving forward. So if you have any drama, if you have any arguments or anything that happens, you're going to be sorting it out very quickly. You're all about, let's not do this. Let's just discuss this. It's very important that you guys try to listen a lot though, because there are things that are underlying that you're not really going to be seeing. Okay, and because you got these two cards of movement, emotional movement, but also like physical and vitality movement, there can be things that you guys are missing. So yeah, new beginnings are happening, new friends, new acquaintances, a new love life, and a new energy. Although you guys will be moving a lot more faster this month. Remember, you got Mars coming up as well. Not yet, but it's coming up. So you guys may be preparing for that. You also have the love and creativity card. So new love is coming. New love is coming. The number 6 is ruled by you because we're in a number 6 year. So yes, Gemini, the lover's year, very much a lover's time. Because you guys are going to be such on the roll, there may be a lot of admirers that you guys are having. If some of you Geminis are quiet, a lot of admirers. If you guys are loud, a lot of admirers. People, I feel, will be very much drawn to you, and definitely it's to do within your, you know, your social circle. And creativity, your creativity is on a high. You're going to be so inspired. Remember, you're mutable. Inspired also can mean copying. So you guys will be very inspired by other people. Make sure that you give them credit where it's due, okay? Because, you know, sometimes when we get very, you know, excited, we can just forget. So you may, some of your friends may be saying, remember I gave you that idea. But, you know, you guys are very inspired because there's a new love. You also find love in yourself in a different way as well. Like I said, this Gemini season is very different to the ones you've had before. You know, you guys are really energized, and it may be because of Jupiter's in your 11th house. So really enjoy yourself this month, Gemini. And again, if there's any craziness that happens, know that you can move forward from it as well, as long as you communicate, as long as you listen. Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your June 2022 reading. So, Cancer, a lot of this energy is in solitude for a lot of you. Yes, a lot of solitude. Some of you may not actually mind that. Some of you actually thinking, thank God, I don't have to do too much. I can just, you know, prep myself. I can just release. And it's no time like the present because you've got Saturn retrograde in your 8th. You have Neptune retrograde in your 9th. A lot of you are doing that inner soul work, inner releasing work. I feel a lot of you guys are going to be doing some work, obviously behind the scenes, but also it's like, it feels very much like a secretive time for a lot of you Cancers, that there's things that you've always wanted to pursue or do, or even thought about, and you're going to be doing it. And I feel that especially if you've got a family, you may be doing it when the kids go to sleep, or some of you just may just be daydreaming, just want that time alone. If you guys don't get that time alone, yes, the mood swings definitely can rise its head, but it's all about communicating. Like, I just need this time alone. I need to do this. I need to do that. For some of you are going to gain more spiritual awakenings this month as well. Doing spiritual practice, whether it's tarot, astrology, doing some yoga, stretching. I feel everything's going to be pared down a lot more as well. You have Venus conjunct Uranus in your 11th house. There are definite lots of changes when it comes to your friends and groups, associations, your creativity, what you're eating as well. Some of you are single. You know, there could be, you could meet someone in your group circle. Someone may be looking at you through social media as well. But this can be very sudden. You know, you could speak to someone and they tell you, oh, I just like you. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought that we were friends. There could be sudden changes within groups as well. Your friendships, there could be changes. Some of you may decide you want to leave, or they may leave. And let's not forget, we have a lot of energy that's in Aries, which is in your 10th house with Mars conjunct Chiron, that drive and energy to do with healing within your job sector, your status as well. If you've been feeling very insecure about, you know, how your work is, your bosses, this is a time now to really think about that and ask yourself, are you really happy? There could be issues from the past that some of you may have not gotten promotion, but you've worked hard. This can now be, you know, basically eased out. You may get that driving energy to just say what you think. Tell a boss what you think as well. Or even employees could be doing that to you. You could be this sort of drive in you thinking, I wasn't really good at working by myself, and now I actually may want to do some, you know, self-employed work. You know, especially Venus sextile Jupiter, you have in your 10th house as well, there's a more of a creative drive that you guys may be seeking in your job. This is going to be expanding it as well. With Venus being in your 10th, this is going to be there's a whole new world out there for a lot of you. A whole new world that you can learn about. A whole new world when it comes to like your job. Again, opportunities are abode for a lot of you Cancers. And I feel that you guys may be driven more to be, if you're in corporate, you may want to be creative. You know, so it's about looking at your finances as well. And some of you may want to pare down your work, do part-time instead of like this whole full-time. You have Venus, which is in Gemini, which is in your 12th house as well. So there could be hidden things that you find out about a relationship. Some of you may have hidden leanings in your relationship, thinking about certain people. They could, Venus in your 12th is also to do with like hidden shenanigans, should I say? Okay, be careful if you are in a relationship, but still, there could be like lots of basically hidden things that come up. But it is also great for you to be releasing any hidden vices that you have. But even though there's some things that are out in the open, there's still some things that are in that you're going to be keeping hidden. Okay, but looking at your cards, Cancer, especially the Three of Cups, a time of celebration. Okay, I feel that you're celebrating a brand new you. You know, I feel that your friendships are going to definitely be pared down now. There's a lot of different changes that are happening with your friends and your social ambitions. And some of you may decide that you want to be around certain people that are emotionally aligned with you. You know, so there could be some secret meetings that come up, lots of conversations, lots of talking. But again, this is going to be aligning you and brightening you up now. You know, this is a very sensitive time for a lot of you Cancers. So being around too much people you may not feel that you want to be around too much people at the moment. But there's going to be people that are going to come into your lives that's going to be expanding your mind in such a beautiful way. Okay, you're seeking a lot of, you know, it's not to say that endings are, you're looking forward to endings. You're not. I feel that a lot of you are going to be sensitive because of the emotional changes that are happening within your life. But you're going to find you're going to have a bit more calm because you got the Justice card, which is about balance. It's also to do with the justice system, the legal system. So things, if there is any, again, if there is any drama that's happened, especially behind the scenes, things can now be sorted out. And that's because of the work that you've been doing. And that's also because there's things that you've seen that's going to be taking shape as well. You know, this card is about responsibility for like actions and choices. Very much a karmatic card. Okay, it's a Libra card. Libra rules your 4th house. So you are now seeing things again for what it actually is. And I feel some of you may not be afraid to actually go it alone. If there's any, you know, there's things feel like things feel like there's things that are moving really quickly in your life, Cancer, that of course you have no control over. But because you're seeing things at a different angle and you're opening up in your own way to changes that are coming, you're going to have a bit more balance in your life as well. You're also going to see that things work out a bit more easier for you. Okay. And again, this is a card of examining in a logical way. So some of you may have the Libra moon or Libra rising in your sign as well. So if you're aligning yourself with certain different people or aligning yourself with like a different goal or a different job, you're seeing it in a very much in a logical way. So again, there's going to be a cause of celebration because something within you, something hidden within you is going to be changing. You also have the happy ending card. So happy endings are coming, Cancer. And that is definitely to do with, you know, a change that's happening. And especially when you have that time alone, Cancer, changes happen. You know, changes happen. And it's not to say that change is good, because sometimes, you know, change is not always good. But it is, but changes, especially there's things that are going to be changing in your life that you're going to see that it has to happen. But still, because you've got a lot of 12th house energy, it is of purging. So yeah, lots of, but again, there's going to be a lot of happy endings for a lot of you, and also relationship change. So relationship change with your boss, relationship change with your friends, relationship change in a personal way as well. The Justice card is of relationships as well. It is the legal system, but it is also about relationships as well. So you guys can now see this month that there's going to be some balance within your relationships. Good or bad, there's going to be a lot of balance, a lot more open communications, especially when you're having that solitude time alone this month, Cancer. There's going to be some fears, there's going to be some hurts, there's going to be some dredges of the past that come up. So if we're communicating in our relationship and telling our partner what we're fearing, what we're thinking, what we want changed, there's going to be a change as well, because some of your partner may be shocked by what you say, like, oh, I didn't know this about you, I didn't know you had this, I didn't know you had that. And you'll be probably thinking, I didn't think I even say this to you, but it's just happened now. Gemini being in your 12th house is of the mental as well. Even though it is a spiritual time, it is mental. Mental as in things that are kept buried, things that are kept hidden. So these will all come up now for you, Cancers, just to work through. But it's not just on the spiritual, it is of all the themes of like yourself in your career and, you know, things that, you know, when we're too busy to think about happen. So very sensitive time, but know that there are a lot of mental, emotional, and physical changes that are coming now, okay? Hello, Leo, and welcome to your June 2022 Tarot General Reading. So, Leo, a lot of this energy is in your friendship zone, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. This is where your mind is going to be. You know, it's Gemini season. It's a time of meeting up with friends, meeting up with people that, you know, that are friends, acquaintances, sharing ideals, sharing dreams, aspirations. We also have, excuse me, we've got Venus, which is in your friendship zone as well. So this is really lucky for a lot of you Leos who are single. If you are, you know, ready to mingle, you could meet someone in your friendship zone. And, you know, if you are seeking any inspiration, you know, your inspirations can be very high now, and you can get inspiration from everywhere. You know, you might find everything is really beautiful to look at. Everything is really beautiful to design. And also, even in terms of money, you can make money with your friends. You can make money within your friendship group, but you could also make money within your creative talents. That's one of the main things for Leos anyway. You have a lot of energy that's in your 9th house, which is about your learning. We've got Mars conjunct Chiron. We've got Venus sextile Jupiter. Yeah, we've got Mars conjunct Chiron. But what this is about, your drive. This is about energy and drive and vitality in healing any type of trauma that you've had when it's come to any type of learning that you've done. Your thoughts, Leos, this month could be to do with when you was at high school or even primary school. And it could have been like a teacher that may have not said that you were really great at this subject or that subject, and this may rear its ugly head. But this is for you to fight through it, Leo. If a lot of you are studying or restudying or going back to college or uni, this is a great time to be healing and, you know, just healing yourself in any way. But it does feel very much a confident time for a lot of you as well. We've got Saturn retrograde in your 7th house. So this is to do with your relationships. This is about you looking at your relationships. There may be a break of freedom, but there may be a time of talking of commitment. There could be some marriages that come now for a lot of you as well. And yes, all in all, it's actually a really great month for a lot of you. You know, yes, you've got Neptune retrograde in your 8th house. You know, money could come, or there may be some unexpected bills that can come. There could be some debts, loans. Some of you may even, you know, go back and re-ask for that loan, or you know, an unexpected inheritance can come. You know, this is like a really building block for you, and and also it obviously it builds more confidence as well, especially if you're doing a project and you need money for it, whether by your earning or through your partner or through other sources as well. But when we look at your cards, Leo, very positive cards, very, very positive. You have the Ace of Wands, which is about your energy and vitality. And, you know, it's again, it's a very magical time. A very, very magical time. I don't know why I put this upside down. I'm so sorry, Leo. Yes, so it's a very magical time for a lot of you Leos, especially with these Aces cards. It heralds a new beginning. So it's just showing me a lot of energy and vitality is on the rise. If you haven't been feeling as energized when it was in Taurus season, if you've been working really hard with your career, or there's drama with bosses, now is a new time. This is a huge time for a lot of you to be, you know, showing yourself as that leader within your friend groups, which is always good. You're naturally a leader anyway. So the Ace of Wands is a great, again, this is a beautiful time to be, you know, showing your passion, showing your energy, showing your drive, doing something very creative, starting something new, especially if you've got Mars, you've got Aries energy involved. You're going to be, okay, this is what I've always thought of doing. This is what I'm going to present to you guys. What do you think? If people are not feeling it, you're not going to be afraid to go your own way. You also have the Ace of Cups. Romantically, again, a brand new time for romance. Whether you are single, whether you are dating, or whether you are in a relationship, a brand new time. Setting like date nights, setting like, you know, there could be discussions of family. There could also be some discussions of like new friendships coming. You guys emotionally could be like changing as well. May not be like, not liking, but they may be thinking, you know, I'm the way I am, I want to change something. So some of you could be thinking and doing this as well. I feel a lot of you are going to be very much more receptive to other people other than yourself, because, you know, some of you Leos can be, you know, let's be honest, you can be very self-absorbed, but, you know, your intuition, like your heart and your intuition can be very high now. So if anyone's hurting or anyone needs help, if someone needs to listen, even if you have issues within your relationship, you can be more receptive to it now and be willing to sort it out. You know, if friends they can come and go, but if they're your real friends, they will definitely understand. The other cards you've got is follow your dreams. So if there's dreams, you know, this is a dream. This is a month of great dreams and aspirations. So really follow them, even if they feel weird, doesn't make sense. You know, this follow your dreams. If I feel this month, a lot of people, you're going to be surrounding yourself with different types of people, or wanting to, or even wishing to, because they may be showing you, there may be things on social media that really inspires you, and you want to be surrounding yourself with these types of like avant-garde, crazy, different people, or association. You want to be associating yourself with these people. So follow your dreams, you know, really follow your hunches. You know, you're ruled by the heart. When it says spiritual partnerships, I feel that these two cards actually go really well together. You know, some of you may get married this month, you know, especially with Saturn going retrograde in your 7th house. This is a time that you're revising your relationship. So again, it's like going back over old ground. If there was a conversation about marriage and you or your partner wasn't feeling it, or even you weren't feeling it, when it's retrograde, it's like it actually might be really good, you know, especially if we've got kids, we've been together for a long time. Let's do it. Yeah, it's not gonna, and you are going to be in it for the long haul, Leos. Planning, you know, obviously lots of planning will go well. You may have an idea of how you want it to be. It may not be the most conventional type of marriage, but regardless, I feel this month as well, even though your friendships and your goals are on point, your relationship also will take like a different turn, deeper commitment. So with the spiritual partnership, that is the way to go. Okay. Hello Virgo, and welcome to your June Gemini season, where a lot of your energy is in your career zone, your status. This is to do with bosses, your father, how you shine, promotions. All of these themes can come full circle for a lot of you, and especially with Venus being in your 10th house as well. You Virgos are on a rise. You know, you are getting squared, which is that you just have to, again, squares are not so bad. It just feels a bit of frustration. So you guys may feel this month that you may have to put that more extra effort in. This could be a bit more effort into your relationship, more effort into your how you communicate, and in your job as well. If any of you are single, you could meet someone at work. You're going out to the bar or something, or even like a Zoom, you could, oh, who's this new person? These things can happen. But essentially, a lot of the energy is in how you want to grow in your work, or if you decide that you want to work for yourself, how you would like your company to grow. But it's about looking at your skills and talents when this happens. We have for you the Neptune retrograde in Pisces, which is in your 7th house. So we had the conjunction, which is in your 7th house. And, you know, some of you Virgos may be having lots and lots of admirers at the moment. But when it's net retrograde, it's about going back over the drawing board. It's about lifting the veil of what is that you're not actually seeing in your relationship, but also in your business contracts as well. They may be coming back full circle and ask you to look over it again. You may have missed a beat, which can upset some of you Virgos, but also in your relationships as well. And also who you're working with, like in terms of partnerships. There may be some things that come out that you've missed. So it's about looking at it deeper, even if there is some drama that actually happens as well. We have for you the Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. So there's going to be lots of changes when it comes to like your learning, your higher learning, your belief system. And you can find out there's something shocking that you might do. You might decide that you want to teach. You might decide that you might find out something about a mentor, someone to teach. You may even buck up on people that are very different to you, you know, because remember, Venus, and also, again, if some of you are single, some of you may meet someone that's from a different culture, different country, whether you are learning from them or you have gone to another country. Some of you may decide just to pack up and just leave. You just want a different change of scenery. Remember, Uranus involved, it changes everything. There's going to be something shocking that's going to be happening. And also, this is going to really enlighten you. It can shock you, but it can also enlighten you, especially when it's concerning love. Also, this is great if you want to build finances in a different way. If you're doing like a normal mundane job, which is about the 10th house, you could decide, actually, I want to teach in Cambodia, for instance. And also you could also find that you're gaining like money as well. Your finances, you can just get sudden, people just sending donations from all over the world. And if you know, you're on the plane to Cambodia, for instance. So, and also you can find love there too. So something definitely is going to be happening for a lot of you Virgos. And let's not forget, we have the Mars conjunct Chiron in Aries in your 8th house. So this is about healing old wounds when it's concerning any traumas that you've had. I feel you guys are ready to just, you know, air it out, whether you're speaking to a therapist or whether you're speaking to like close friends or even speaking in your partnership. This is a time of healing any traumas that came up to do with like joint finances in some way. You may be thinking of you've had less, but you actually got enough. You may be finding if you're a Virgo that holds things very tightly, now's the time to really be looking at that. And also anything that's to do with like debts, loans, and inheritances as well. So a very busy month for a lot of you Virgos, quite life-changing for a lot of you. When we come to like your cards, again, a lot of action, you know, a lot of communication. Some of this communication can be very full throttle, a lot of high energy. I feel a lot of you this is a time that, especially when it's concerning like your work, your career, your learning, your belief system. You want something different. You want a change, and this is going to be coming. This is the time of relentless energy, especially if there's swords cards. You got the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. So, you know, the Knight of Swords is to do with, you know, anything that can potentially happen this month, Virgo. You're going to meet it head on. You're not afraid. If anyone comes to you with any drama, if anything that needs to be done, you're going to be meeting it. It's about trying not to burn yourself out, because there's also this feeling that you feel that you can do anything this month. There is a lot that's going to be coming on your plate and you want to do it all. So it's just strategizing it really well so that you know, because it could also be you feeling, some of you Virgos feeling that, you know, if you don't get it done, that people may not think you're good enough, or you yourself could be putting yourself down. There could be a lot of insecurities as well, but also a lot of confidence, and also overconfidence, which is not a bad thing. As long as you're prepared for what's going to be coming ahead, you will be fine. You also have this Page of Swords, which is a very youthful energy, but it's also very driven. So, you know, I'm actually seeing some of you Virgos actually like doing like a type of workout, because you could easily this month burn yourself out because of all that whole energy to do with like your career and your love life, and, you know, things that are actually changing. You may think inside that, you know, I can handle this, I can do this. A youthful energy, like, you know, nothing's going to stress me out, nothing's going to worry me out. So it's about pacing yourself. Okay, there's nothing wrong in being positive about your life, your goals, nothing wrong in that, but just really pace yourself, because you don't want to be going back over the drawing board as well. You got compassion, so show compassion to your body, show compassion to yourself, also show compassion to others, because this month, even though there is a bit of your you know, there can be love that's involved this month, how you communicate may not be very sensitive. Okay, and I'm also picking up an energy of like cutting the dead wood very quickly. Maybe it's because of the swords, but you are all about moving forward very quickly. So if there's any issues that come up, it's about showing compassion, listening, not jumping head in, listen to what is going on beneath, and then that's when you can make that decision. And also forgiveness. So if you've made a mistake or someone's made a mistake, show forgiveness. Show forgiveness, so show compassion. This is your sensitive cards, Virgo. Okay, it's not a month of a huge sensitivity. It's a month of drive and communication, or getting to like that next big thing. So I feel that forgiveness is also about slowing down as well. When you have that time alone this month, Virgos, which a lot of you may not, but when you do have that time alone, this is the time for you to think about things. Things can actually definitely come back from the past as well, especially with Chiron being there. But it's about forgiveness. Anyone that's hurt you, forgive. If you've hurt someone, forgive as well. You can't run away from your problems. You can't keep busy so that you don't have to think about your problems as well. Because that's one of the reasons why these cards have come up, because it's such a driven time. It's because sometimes we don't want to think about the past, and again, the past definitely does come up as well. So again, a very busy time for a lot of you Virgos. All the mutable signs are going to be feeling this, but also a time of slowing down as well. Hello Libra, and welcome to your June Gemini 2022 General Tarot card. So Libra, A lot of this energy is to do with like your belief system, faraway travel, learning, higher learning, the law, publishing. Some of you may be guided to really up your game and learn now. For you, Libra, we have Saturn, which is retrograde in your 5th house. So there may be some conversations that's to do with kids. You know, there may be things that come up. If you have kids, there may be some things that come up with your kid. Like if they're at school, there may have been some drama or problems that you may have to sort out. Some of you may become a bit more stricter if you haven't set boundaries. So this is a time that a lot of you guys may set boundaries. Or there could be discussions about children, whether it's to have them, grow your family, or whether it's to do with creativity. You may be going over and thinking, actually, I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and let me think about doing it. You may not actually do it, but you may be thinking about it. So it's about baby steps. Saturn is not a sign that wants you to rush head in, taking baby steps, doing some research type of thing. We have Aries energy, which is in your 7th house, with the Mars conjunct Chiron in your 7th house. And this is about drive in healing any type of old wounds that you guys may have to do with like a past relationship or even a current relationship you have now. You know, Mars is about, it's drive, but it's also vitality, but it's also to do with arguments. So there may be some arguments that could be brewing, that things like actually come to the surface, and obviously someone can get hurt. Or maybe you guys may be thinking about an old relationship where there was arguments, and it, you know, you could be may project it on the current relationship that you have now. So this is a time to really discuss it and really like try and heal, because what happened in the past was the past. And sometimes we may, you know, there could be, you know, not distinguishing the past till now, you know. So it's time to really communicate any hurts that you've had in the past, or even the hurts that you had now, and try and find balance. And what else do you have? You have Venus, which is in Gemini, which is in your 9th house, which is also very good, because this is a time where a lot of you Librans may be finding someone. If you are traveling and you're single, you may find someone long distance. And they could be teaching you, or some of you may even decide that you want to travel, especially if you're single. You may decide that you want to, you know, do something very different, and you gain lots of inspiration. You may fall in love with someone as well, who teaches you, who you learn from, or someone that you're teaching. Not in that crazy way, but it feels more to do with meeting someone from another culture. Someone that is, again, very beautiful, very different. They could be very chatty, very highly intelligent as well. And you may find that you're just constantly talking to that person, or even thinking about that person. So yeah, these things can definitely happen, and it can feel very much like a soul connection. And this is actually great if you are actually wanting to be inspired in some way, for a lot of you Librans, to learn like a new language, learn, you know, build up your creativity, build up like your skill set as well. This is actually a really great time for a lot of you. So yes, so Libra, that is the sort of like gist of the film. When it comes to like your cards, you have the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords is about distress. It's about not relaxing. It's also to do with, you know, feeling, you know, doom and gloom, over anxious. And I feel, as soon as I saw this, I thought, oh God, it's the difference with Chiron. Some of you Librans may not want to say anything too much because, you know, things may be going really great within your relationship and you may not want to say anything. You may want to keep things in, but then you may find that you're not sleeping properly. You may find that you're getting up all the time, or, you know, thoughts from the past could be coming up, or you may, when you're going to sleep, you see that person that hurt you, like your first partner. They could be when you was in high school, primary school, college, or even at work. They could just be popping up into your head. And, you know, even your dreams, there could be a lot of dreams that you have about ex as well. Or even someone that's hurt you in some way. It could be an old business contract, or even like a contract that something that you've missed out on. Like you didn't read the small print and you just missed out on a big, like, money business venture. So the Nine of Wands is showing that there could be a lot of, you know, basically this card is just about you not facing your fears. And it's just saying that it's time to face your fears and finding ways to relax. So this is great to be, you know, drinking, like, you know, like lavender tea. Obviously check before you drink it, but it's great to be drinking things like lavender tea, having like a nighttime routine just to help you relax, but especially talking, saying what your deeper inner thoughts are and your fears are. You have the Four of Wands, and this is showing that once you come out of that holding on to any past thoughts or any traumas, you know, it's time for you to relax. It's time for you to celebrate. The Four of Wands is actually a really complimentary card for you with this, because you're going to find that all the things that you've held in, it's actually, yes, it may have felt really bad, but now you feel like a bit of release. So it's no wonder that things may be feeling a bit more lighter for a lot of you. The Four of Wands is also to do with, you know, good times, celebrations, good times. It's about you laying a foundation for something that you want going forward. And this month is a month of learning. So you're learning a lot about yourself. You could also learn a lot about your partner. Your partner actually may even show a side that you never knew that they had. You know, especially if you've got a partner that keeps talking and you decide to actually open up, they could just show like a very much like a deeper sensitive side. And, you know, it can be cause for celebration, or it could be cause for celebration of a new, you know, new things happening in your family as well. Or even like your, you know, your children, or even a birth of a new child, but especially a birth of a new project as well. And you've got personal growth. And beautiful, beautiful cards. You've got personal growth and new beginnings. Personal growth is not being shy to cry, not being shy to show emotion, not being shy to say that something is bothering you. Again, this month is about learning, higher learning. So you're learning on a higher, deeper level about something that you've buried, something about yourself. Even though it's a really nice time for a lot of you Librans, it's still very emotional. Okay, still there's things that are still to do with like your relationship and your love life that's coming through. Things that to do with like old relationship and your children. There's very much sentimental times coming up, but you are learning, and you're always going to be learning. And with this the new beginning happening. Once you learn and once you purge and once you communicate and once you be honest, new beginnings happen. So you're going to feel very light. And it could be to do when it moves into Cancer. You could feel a bit of a light relief because you are now going to be moving about your career, but still, it's a new beginning for you, and it's like more like a weight that's going to lift off your shoulders. Remember, we have it's number one. So number one is like bright new ideas, a different mindset, moving forward. You know, whatever you're putting your mind to, you can actually do. Okay, so very emotional month for a lot of you Librans. but at the same time, a month that you're going to learn a hell of a lot about yourself. Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your June Gemini 2022 General Tarot reading. So Scorpio, before I talk about what your tarot cards are saying, let's see what the planet messages are. So the first things first, we have Saturn retrograde in your 4th house. So you've been going through it, Scorpios. A lot of you, whether you're Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Rising, or even if you're Saturn, or even if you're maybe like even your Uranus, but even if you're Pluto and Scorpio, you are going through it. You're doing that purging work. You're doing the inner work. This is about the past, to do with your mother, your home, your roots. Okay, so when it goes retrograde, all these themes are going to be coming up. This is about restructuring. What needs to be fixed? What needs to be said? What's going to be coming back? What do you need to actually face? You know, very emotional time for a lot of you. And we also have Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which is in your 7th house. Scorpios, we're in the eclipses, yeah? Still in the eclipses, which was in Taurus and in your sign. So you're going to be feeling very intense, but also very emotional. There's going to be, with this conjunction, it's like changes are happening with your relationships, business contracts as well. There could be sudden endings, sudden beginnings, new ideas, new contracts for you to sign, new partnerships for you to work with, there could be physical changes within your body as well, you know, and some of these things may be behind the scenes. Some of you may be thinking about doing this, but it's like once you put your mind to it, it can actually happen very quickly. Neptune retrograde in Pisces in your 5th house. Lovely, lovely house for you. But you are, again, going back to the drawing board. The veil is being lifted off. It's concerning like your romantic relationships, children, and your creativity. But also entrepreneurship as well, and fitness goals. So you guys may be, you know, there may be a theme of I'm doing it, but you're actually not. So when this happens, it's like, okay, I'm going to actually do it. How have I sabotaged myself in any way? You know, again, there could be themes concerning kids, your own kids, or even thinking about kids. Some of you could decide that, you know, you want to have a bit more fun now because you may have not have had as much fun as you did. So this is great to be doing that. And this is great to be being a bit more creative, but also being honest and thinking, have I actually done something I've actually loved to do, or have I just thought about doing it as well? We have we have Mars conjunct Chiron, which is in your 6th house. And this is to do with your, you know, your daily routines concerning like your health, your wellness, your work life, people that you work with. And this is a time of healing and looking at any traumas that's concerning like the work that you're doing. If you may find that you're actually doing way too much. People are taking the piss. You may have not said anything, and now you may say something because there could be something from the past that happened and you didn't say anything and things got worse. But also this is to do with like your healing of your body as well. So you may find a different way by doing the natural routes, doing home, like the natural way, using essential oils and having salt baths instead of just relying on, other things. This is a time of looking at how you're sabotaging yourself in any way, and even looking at what you're eating and your food as well. So there's a lot going on, especially we have Venus, which is in your 8th house as well in Gemini. So, this is your house. So you're going to be feeling probably at your best now. Okay. There could be an obsessiveness that comes with this as well. So if you're single, some of you could be obsessing about certain person or certain people. Some of you could also be, and they could remind you of someone that you used to be with. It can actually feel like a Venus retrograde, but it's not. But yeah, there could be a whole obsession. Also, there could be obsession with, with your joint finances, and somehow you may be more controlling. But this is to look at. This is a time of psychology, deep psychology work, Virgos. I mean, Scorpios. You know, there could be some drama and arguments that come up. Your partner may say something, and you may feel quite defensive, and then you really think, actually, yeah, he's right because, or she's right because, you know, back in the day I was broke, so this is why I'm the way I am. So this is great to be looking on a deeper psychological way about any fears that you have when it's concerning money, or even you wanted to pay off any debts. But this is a time of transformation because we are in your 8th house. This is your house. So the cards that you have, the first card you have is the 5 of Swords. There's a lot going on in your mind now, Scorpio. There's a lot of hidden things, a lot of traumas, there's a lot of energies, a lot of drive, a lot of obsession that's coming up. And I feel that you guys really want to, you know, work with it, but it's really hard at the moment. You know, you guys, I feel some of you guys could be working extremely hard, but there could be some drama, there could be some arguments. I feel a lot of you, of course, naturally are very strong, but you also are very sensitive as well. So there's obviously some situations that are happening during this time. I feel there's like a lot of power struggles that's coming up. There's things that are said. There's things that are done behind the scenes. I feel a lot of you are going to be seeing certain secrets that could be coming up too. You know, so you guys could be obsessed with that. You could hear about someone that you're working with, or a boss, or even like your partner. You know, it feels, even though it's your house, you are in your domain, there's still this undercurrent of paranoia, but you want to ease out of it. So I feel that with this card, the 5 of Swords card is not an easy card because it can be a card of manipulation. So you guys may be, you know, I feel there's an energy of you manipulating your way to get an answer, but it could actually backfire. So it's just about being open, being as clear as you can. If there's something that you want, Scorpio, just be honest. No games, because it will definitely come out. But I do feel that some of you don't want to be the way you are this month, but you can't help it because there's a sense of like being scared. There's a sense of feeling weak, and you are not. You got the Well card, which is about an end of a journey. So it could go either way for a lot of you this month. Because of the 8th house is playing up big time for you guys. You're feeling this double impact of intensity, jealousy, manipulation, passion, intimacy as well. But also fears, also traumas. So this is going to be coming to an end. This is like an end of a cycle. Like, you're going to find out what you need, and you're going to be relieved. You know, I feel that some of you may even end like a job. Yes, it could be an end of a relationship, but I feel that you're coming to this realization of you can't be the way you are or the way you're feeling. And if you are doing any psychic work or doing some tarot work or even astrology work, you're going to be learning and seeing a lot more about yourself. I feel a lot of you do want to be better. With the nodes and with the eclipses in your sign, you are transforming. You're peeling off old layers. You're willing to do better. But obviously, to do better, you need to you need to work with the darkness, and which a lot of you are not afraid of. So the World card is your guide in showing you that things are changing now. You've gone through what you need to go through, and now you've come out of it. And yes, there may be some tears or, you know, craziness along the way, but you've come out of it. And you've transformed. Okay, so this card is about obstacles, but you've overcome them too. But it's not without its drama. You got parenting, so children can play a big part. Maybe because Neptune is retrograde, so children playing a big part. Whether you decide to, well, some of you may find out that you're having a child, or some of you may be working more closely with your child, or some of you may decide to be teachers some way. But also, your parents also could be playing a big part as well. You could be getting more closer to your parents, or speaking about old things, like old things from the past. You know, but I feel that this is a card of taking care of yourself as well, loving yourself more, and seeing where You know, not only do you go wrong where other people went wrong, but also healing from it too. Then you have time out. So you're going to be needing a lot of time out this month, Scorpios. You know, with the intensity that's happening, time out is going to be pivotal. Time out is your domain. The time out card, it actually feels a bit like a Pisces card as well. So the time out card, it feels very spiritual. So because you're in the 8th house, which is about the occult, like I said before, you guys may want to do some tarot work, or even psycho work, even some working with a counselor, or or even writing down, lots of breath work, meditation, working out as well, which is actually give you time out, even walking, just breathing in the air, because it's very much an intense month for a lot of you Scorpions. But again, you are definitely going to see a deep transformation, which is the main thing for you. Okay. Hello, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well. This month, you're really going to be feeling it. A lot of the energy is to do with your relationships, business, personal, and also professional partnerships and contracts. So you, like Pisces and Virgo, are going to be, more or less like the stars of the show this month. So the first thing, I'll just talk about a little bit the planet messages are saying for you. We have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius in your 3rd house. This is to do with communication. This is to do with things like electricity, short distance travel, how you communicate in general, writing, speaking. This is the time to be really mindful of what you are saying, Saggies, on the internet, or even like to your neighbors. There may be some stuff that comes up about your neighborhood. Some of you may even discover new things about your neighborhood as well, or even just going back to the drawing board when it comes to like communicating with people in general. We also have Venus in Gemini in your 7th house. So again, going back to the drawing board when it comes to communication, there could be a commitment. Okay, there could be a big commitment. You guys could be committing to something. You can meet someone older or younger if you are out there looking. This is great to be working in a partnership with any type of creative project that you have built up inside you. You have a lot of ideas in general, Sagittarius. And again, this is great to be working with your partner, but also looking for love as well. We also have Mars conjunct Chiron in your 5th house. So when this Mars conjunct, it's like a new energy, a new conjunction. And what this brings is a healing process when it comes to any like relation. It could not a relationship, but like, someone you used to dated. Healing. If some of you Sagittarius are like players, should I say, you guys may be looking at that, because it could have been that you may have been hurt. So you decide that you want to, not commit. It's about looking at why you don't want to commit, but also looking at anything to do with healing with children. Some of you could be healing your relationship with your child. Especially if you and your child are not, there's some tension there. You haven't seen them in a while. If they're older, they've moved out and things haven't been too great. They could be, coming together and talking and healing. But also, this is about creativity as well. Okay, if you guys haven't put your work out there because you felt that it wasn't great, or someone put you down in any way, you guys could be going back on that and thinking, you know what, I actually was great. I'm actually going to put this out there. I'm actually going to be doing it. I don't think it's going to be so harsh for a lot of you, but still it can feel like a trauma in some way. What else do we have? Yes, we also have Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus in your 6th house. So there's going to be something crazy or something shocking or a drastic turn when it comes to like your work life. You could be quitting a job, want to be like that artist, or you could be, your money situation could change. You could invest, or there could be money given to you. There could be a loss of money. There could also be you guys hooking up with someone who could be a Taurus. You never know. But again, there could be lots of ups and downs. This is also to do with your health and fitness. Okay, there may be something that comes up that you may need to look at. So you might go you might go down the route of, having, like the holistic route. It's a time of healing your body, especially if something crazy comes up now. So you might be looking at healing your body, changing up you might decide, you know what, I've done running for so long, I'm going to do yoga, or I'm going to start walking. You may go from high to low, high intensity to low intensity. I'm going to start doing yoga. I'm going to start meditating. There could be a sudden change to like your routines and even what you're eating as well. So when we come to like your cards now, Sagittarius, the card messages are telling me that although it's a month of your relationships, you've got the Nine of Swords, which is about, it's actually it's a fire sign card. But the Nine of Swords is actually telling me, for a lot of you Sagittarians, is that there may be a sense, I say it delicately as well, maybe a sense that a lot of you are Nine of Wands, not Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, that you guys are, the Nine of Swords is about you, obviously, you've done what you needed to do, you've come through it, but there's still an energy of defensiveness. Now, especially we're coming from this relationship sector that's happening. There may be this month some drama. Okay, I'm picking up drama. Maybe because of the Five of Wands as well. Maybe some drama, some battles. But you guys, even though you're a mutable sign, you guys may be holding on to stuff from the past. And it could be to do with Chiron, the other planet messages. But emotionally, I feel a lot of you may be holding on. And it could be, yes, it's emotional, but it's also, there could be a sense of you guys being quite mouthy, being really out there. But you're holding on to like your beliefs, because Sagittarius in general can be quite preachy. So I feel a lot of you could be holding on to a certain belief of how you think relationships should be, how you think someone's life should be, which can cause a lot of, again, drama. So, but also on the other hand, there's things that are going to be coming up this month that you may or may not be ready for. But regardless, you're going to be, if it comes, and even if it does shock you, you're going to be ready for it. And if it comes and you're ready for it, you're still going to be ready for it. Okay? So they might, it's a sense of like being on the defensive, but also an aggression, and also a preachiness, but also a of how things actually should be. This card is saying it's about listening and looking at your surroundings, because you may be missing out on the bigger picture. And you're all about the bigger picture, Saggies, but you may be missing out on the bigger picture because of your ideals of what you think things should be. Especially with the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is about battles, okay? So, again, that's one of the reasons why I feel that, listening and looking at things on the bigger picture is going to be of great importance, okay? Because the Five of Wands, as you can see, is like women, they are battling. It's a competition card. So I'm picking up working out. This is great to be, doing like a workout regime, because there could be a lot of intense, emotional and aggressive energy that could be coming up as well. Again, I feel that a lot of you may hear or see some things eventually about like a partnership, someone you work with, or even like you're in your relationship that you may not like, which may make a lot of you feel that you have to like have your backup so that no one can take the piss with you. Hence reason why you got the Five of Wands. There's going to be a lot of changes as well. So I do feel that having like a fitness outlook, especially when we got the, we got the Uranus conjunction, which is going to be changing. what you're eating and what your fitness regime is going to be. This is going to be helping you, and it can actually make you a little bit more calmer and seeing again the bigger picture. Domestic harmony. Okay, so again, the cards don't lie. Look at that, physical activity. The cards do not lie. So domestic harmony, again, this is in your 7th house. You know, 7th house is whenever you have an opposition, yes, they're easy, but they can feel very troublesome as well. So again, listening, really listening, because it can, Sagittarius, I feel a lot of you don't mind drama, but this month is about sort of peace as well. So listening, having communication, having a date night, having a date night with you and your family, or you and your kids, or even you and your partner. Talk things through, having that calmness, and even if you've got physical activity will really help you this month, especially the 5 of Wands. So it's a very up and down month for a lot of you Sagittarians. It's, if obviously things can be calmer in the end, but as long as you communicate, you listen, and you do some physical activity, all will be well. Okay. Hello, Capricorns. I hope you guys are okay. So Capricorns, before I talk about your general tarot, talk about the planet messages, what's going on. The first thing we have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius in your 2nd house. So this is to do with your money, your self-worth, creativity, and, what the food that you eat. So there's going to be a bit of a drawing board. Some of you Capricorns may actually really enjoy this because you're ruled by Saturn. So, you guys are going to be in your domain. Maybe you guys looking at your bills and looking at your expenditures as well. There may be things that you may want the tried and tested way may not be working. So maybe to look at it very differently now. Okay. And we have the Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus in your 5th house. Very exciting time, even though a lot of this energy for this month is in your 6th house, which is about your routines, your work, your health, your wellness. And with this being in your 5th house, some of you maybe, and also because you got like the Saturn that is retrograde in the 2nd house, which is to do with what you eat, with the conjunction to Uranus, some of you guys may be eating more. But trying different foods. Maybe, I'm just bored of eating the same thing, so I'm going to eat something else. Maybe decide to cook something else. This is to do with creativity as well. May decide to just do something different. Just think really outside the box. Think about something different that you can do. This is to do also with children as well. Fertility. Okay, there could be something shocking that can definitely come up for a lot of you. Some of you guys may have been thinking about this, and next you know, it just happens. Growing a family. Some of you are single. This is great you can meet someone on a whim. Whenever Uranus is involved, things just miraculously start to fall into place for some reason. Although, again, it may shock you. You have Mars conjunct Chiron in Aries, which is in your 4th house. So this is about you, there's going to be a lot of drive and energy to be healing anything that's to do with like the past, something to do with like your parents, anything to do with your roots. This is a time where a lot of you can feel like the past is really springing up, but it's only for you to work with and, for, more or less like once and for all. Some of you may be, wanting to like go home more, like really want to be communicating and talking things through, but also healing yourself. We also have Venus in Gemini in your 6th house as well. So again, this is to do with like food. You guys could be thinking, okay, I'm going to really like tidy up my diet. Or I might be just doing something different. I might be just changing up what I'm eating some way, shape or form. But also this is to do with your you know, creativity. You might be restructuring it in a different way. For some of you actually may like this, but some of you may want to just do it the same way. But things are going to be very different as well. And also working with doing like a new workout regime, doing a different workout regime, doing something that you've never done before, or trying something you've never done before as well. And you have Neptune retrograde in Pisces in your third house. So the veil is being lifted off when it comes to like your ways of thinking, the ways of you're communicating. This is a time that a lot of you may have to be mindful of what you say and how you say it. There may be some secrets that come up within your neighborhood. Okay, so look out for that. Be mindful of how you're driving, because you could be daydreaming a lot. Be mindful of, you know, secrets that come up. Be mindful that, you know, some of you, how you're communicating, it may not be clear. So some people might think, oh, are they lying? Or are they telling the truth? No, it's just Neptune that's there. But again, there could be lots of inspirations that you guys can have. You guys may decide you want to start writing more. It's actually really great to be writing more. Okay, so when we come to like your cards, you got the first card, you got the Magician. And this is one of the great manifesting cards. Even it's ruled by, it's actually a Mercury card. Mercury is ruled by Virgo and it is ruled by Gemini. So the fact that you've got the Magician card is about whatever you think, it can actually happen. It's about you knowing the tools, and it can happen. So you guys actually really know what to do. I feel that it's about looking at your energy levels this month. If you guys may be feeling like you know, maybe because of Neptune that's involved, but you guys may be feeling more tired this month. So looking at what you're eating, looking at what you're putting into your body is going to be very important. If you guys decide that you're going to be fit, you can do it. Remember, Pluto's entering out of your sign, and it's giving you that drive to just, okay, let's just one last go. What do you want to do? Do you want to do it now? So I feel that your mind is going to be very strong. You're going to be very, not cautious, but like more stronger in mind now. Like, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to get healthy. I feel that some of you may decide that you want to like write down what you're eating, writing down like you're changing up your routine in some way. It could be like getting up earlier and, you know, getting up earlier to, you know, work out, getting up earlier to do meal prepping, getting up earlier to like get the work done as well, because you guys also can be very busy, but just be mindful you don't burn yourself out, because you got the Ace of Swords, but it is reversed. So the Ace of Swords is to do with, you know, new ideas that definitely come up, and with it being reversed, it's about, you know, it's about clarity, it's about a journey, but mental. So with it being reversed, there can be a burnout, like a mental burnout. Like especially if you've got a lot on your plate this month, which I feel a lot of you probably will have a lot on your plate. There could be a lot of work, a lot of assignments, a lot of going over stuff as well. Okay, but I feel a lot of you are going to be learning. There's going to be a lot of learning, like, you know, it definitely could be higher learning, but you're restructuring yourself this month. So but you're doing it in a different way. But this card is saying, you know, try not to burn yourself out. Really pace yourself. Any ideas that come up, it's really best to write it down, because it can be very easy to forget them. But also try and enjoy yourself. That things, you know, you're a sign, Capricorn, that likes structure, but your structure's changing this month. So it's about trying to go with it, because 9 times out of 10, whatever you plan, it can definitely change. So looking at your routines, your health routines, look at what you're eating, but looking at how you're working, but also knowing that it's going to be changing too. And also getting some peace. You got communication card, which is like the Magician. So yeah, you're going to be communicating your thoughts, definitely. I feel some of you may not be afraid to say what you think. You know, if you're going to, this is great to be manifesting. Your mind is going to be very powerful this month. So if you like want a change in your job, if you want like less work, if you want to be healthier, anything that you want, it's like basically writing it down, wishing for, you know, wishing or being grateful for what you got, and it can happen. If you really want something this month, Capricorns, it can really happen. You just have to believe it. You know, you're an earth sign. An earth sign, they need tangible results. They need to actually see it. So it's about writing it down and believing that it actually happened, but also trying to communicate in a way that you know and also people understand. Because with Neptune being in your third house, it can be quite hard to communicate exactly what you're thinking. And then you've got patience cards. Definitely goes with like the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords. There may be things that there can be some frustrations along the way. Again, although you're going to be busy, there's some things that may be delayed. So it's all about having patience. Okay, there may be a like delay in a contract, delay at work, delay, like some of you may want physical changes now. It's about patience, okay? But know that your mind is very strong this month, and work life is very busy, but also really take care of yourself, because the sixth house is a Virgo house. It's not an easy house for a lot of people. Is a house of diligence, but it's also a house of patience too. Okay. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your June Gemini 2022 general reading. So, Aquarius, a lot of this energy is in your fifth house. Fun times, a lot of fun this month. Very energetic, very creative. A time where a lot of you are going to be seeking a lot of fun, whether it's creativity or even with children, or it's going to be you in your relationship and dating. One of the themes for you, Aquarius, this month in June is we have Saturn, which has gone retrograde in your first house. Now, it's been there since 2020, you know, so you're definitely going through the motions, and this is going to be the last time it happens in your sign, and until the next 30 years. So I feel that you're going to be making this work. It's about you going over old ground, restructuring things, whether it's to do with your job, career, relationships. You know, there's things that you're going to be going over. Some of you may even decide to like just really stop and take stock and think about what you need to do in order to proceed forward in what you want to do, going, you know, for the next, like when it goes direct, also for next year. We also have Venus, which is in your fifth house. So this is great for a lot of you to be having fun, whether it's a dating or existing relationship, doing any type of creativity. You know, if you have children, this is great to be doing some creative projects with them as well. Some of you may decide that, you know, you want to, you might be sort of like really giddy and start to probably act like a child yourself. It's a time for you to have like sort of like let your hair down and like meeting up with people and, you know, sharing ideas and conversations. We also have Mars conjunct Chiron, which is in your third house. So there may be some themes that come up to do in terms of like communication. This is a great time to be healing anything that's, you know, because with Mars being in your third and with Chiron being there, it can cause drama and arguments. So if this comes up, you may be driven to like ease out any type of like disagreements that you've had. This is a time to really be mindful of what you say on social media, what you're writing, what you're thinking, because your mind could obviously go back to the past, but also, you know, it's a very powerful, the mind is very powerful. Also, this is to do with like your neighborhood as well. So some of you maybe want to go back to your old neighborhood, talking like to your siblings, even healing old wound when it comes to friends as well. And then we have the Venus conjunct Jupiter. No, sorry, Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which is in your fourth house. So there's going to be some changes that happen in your home. whether you want it to or not. You're ruled by Uranus anyway, so I feel some of you may be very open to these changes that happen. This is great to be redecorating, doing something very different. This is great to be thinking. Some of you may decide that this is actually great to be wanting to move to like a different neighborhood. You may discover some shocking things about like your family, your past, something to do with like your parents. An old relative can also come back. Some of you could actually gain an inheritance. You know, it like inherit like a home, like your childhood home that you may want to invest in. All of these themes can come up, but also it does feel like a time that there's some wounds that could be just rising up as well. Okay, so yes, those are like the main themes for you that I see, Aquarius. When we come to like your cards, your beautiful cards, you have the Page of Pentacles. Now there's going to be a lot of changes that's going to be happening for you. I feel a lot of you Aquarians, because of the, especially the energy that's in your fifth, I feel a lot of you are going to be in like the midst and the beginnings of something brand new. You know, the Page is a youthful card, and the fifth house is to do with youth anyway. So I feel some of you actually, you know, these cards are saying that some of you may be actually really thinking outside the box, because you also have the adventure card as well. So I feel a lot of you are going to be really thinking outside the box and doing something very, I was going to say dangerous, but it could be just very daring. And obviously this can bring in more money. I don't feel money is the main goal for you, although you do have Neptune retrograde in your second house. So this is like the veil opening to you about your money situation, how you're earning money, if there's money just going and there's nothing coming in. So if that's the case, some of you may be guided to think of new ways to bring money in creatively. Whether it's through, you know, your creativity, or whether it's through something else to do with like social media. But it's, again, it feels very much like an adventure. It's more of like very much an adventurous time. I feel there's a lot of excitement that's happening in the air for a lot of you Aquarians too, because this is something that's going to be brand new for a lot of you. Remember, Aquarius, you are fixed. So you're going to be probably fixed in your ideals, but if you surround yourself with certain people who are, you know, very like alive and kicking, they can show you something very groundbreaking as well. So I do feel this is great. This is a great month to be, you know, opening up your mind, or trying to open your mind to something different, something that you've never thought of before, and even people or even groups that you've never associated with before. And if you have kids, they, you know, it could be like your kids, you know, if you at school, it could be like the kids' parents. They could offer you some inspiration. I feel that inspiration definitely is everywhere. You also have the Devil card, and the Devil card is about what you are chained to. So I feel this is definitely to do with like old belief systems that you have when it's concerning, you know, creativity, jobs. Remember, Saturn's going retrograde, so this is about your beliefs as well, like any karmatic ties. I feel that there's going to be some things that you are definitely going to be leaving, but, you know, there's a sense of you digging your heels into it. Some of these things are really not serving a lot of you well. Like, for instance, if there's like drama in like your friendship circle, I feel that deep down a lot of you do know that it's not really working. Like, you may have tried to sort it out and it's not really working. So instead of like removing yourself from it, you're still trying to stick at it. So I feel the Devil card is actually showing you that it's more to do with like ego than actual, that actually is going to be helping. So you are going to be, again, guided to be looking at what you're chained to in terms of like your friends, but also when it comes to like your actual beliefs, what you're seeing about yourself. If you're holding on too tight to anything and it's actually hindering you in some way, This is a very fun month, okay? Because you also have the rebirth card. So you're going to be rebirthed. You just have to work with what you are used to, what you feel comfortable in that is not helping you in any way. The rebirth is like an enlightenment that a lot of you could be seeing too. So again, surround yourself with people that are very positive, that are very, again, that are quite youthful in the way they act, in what they want to do. Be inspired, open your eyes, because there's a lot that's going to be going on for a lot of you this month. Again, because I feel Saturn's retrograde is going to be sort of, you may be moving a bit slow. I feel once you get over that, that's when you're going to have that big rebirth moment. And the rebirth, I feel, is going to be very quick as well. It could actually shock you a lot. It's like the number 16 in the tarot is a tower card anyway. So things are going to tremble in order for something brand new to come. But it's about working with that energy of, oh, this is what I prefer. Okay, so very much a fun time, but also a time of rebirth for a lot of you Aquarians. Okay. Hello Pisces, and welcome to your June 2022 reading. Last but definitely not least, I know you Pisces are waiting very patiently. Now this month is to do with like your home, your roots, to do with like your parents as well. Very sensitive month. I feel a lot of you Pisceans are going to be feeling like, okay, this is, time to just relax a bit, although it's going to be very busy. We have Neptune that's going retrograde in your first house. So the veil is going to be lifted off. A lot of Pisceans who are born between, late degrees are going to be really feeling this, especially like the 14th, 15th, 16th, till the 16th, you're going to be feeling this. And yeah, things are going to be lifted away from your eyes about what needs to be seen. Okay, and there could be some fears that come up, but also there could be a transformation on a spiritual sense. Like there's going to be different things that you're going to be seeing about yourself and your career and your goals and your relationships, business or personal. We also have the Venus conjunct Uranus in your third house. So this is actually really great to be getting, it's actually really great for a lot of you Pisces to be speaking to someone that you actually like for a long time. Speaking your truth. Some of you could find yourself a bit very mouthy, but also it's like a demand of what you want in terms of like your creativity, but also your worth, your self-worth. You could have a lot of ideas that come up now. They can just spring from nowhere. And some of these ideas may be very future orientated. Some of you also could be, your mind, even though Uranus is involved, some of the things may stick, some of the things may not. So it's actually great for a lot of you Pisces to write down whatever comes up, especially when you're doing your daydreaming as well. But it's great for creativity. It's great to be speaking about your feelings to your partner or someone that you're dating. And it's also great to be socializing with friends and even with your siblings. It's great to be getting to know your neighbors as well. We have Mars conjunct Chiron in your second house. So I feel a lot of you are going to be very driven to be obviously working more, earning money, but knowing your self-worth and asking for what you want. Some of you may be shy, like, oh, I'm not really sure that, I can get that amount. It's only about asking. This is obviously to do with the past. Like you may have not gotten as much, but that was probably because, you probably didn't ask. Mars being in your second is about drive and energy and vitality. So it's to do with what you're eating as well. So there's something that's going to change within your eating habits. You may decide that you want to stop eating bland food and have a bit more spice. And this is also a time where a lot of you may be wanting to, again, change what you're eating. Even like your voice can change as well. Be mindful because this is the second house, which is ruled by Taurus, which is ruled by the throat. So just be mindful. But definitely a time of your self-worth and your self-belief. and how you are respecting yourself as well. We also have Venus going in your 4th house. It's great to be beautifying the home, spending more time at home. I feel some of you maybe be urged to do more self-care. Yeah, do more self-care, spending time with family. You know, I feel some of you could actually gain more creativity within your home, with your partner as well. This is a great time for it. So yes, those are the main themes that I see. But when it comes to like your cards, you have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? And the Queen of Pentacles is a lovely card. It is about the money, and you know, the money is going to play a bit of a big role this month. But you're also, you know, it does show like this month, because I think because Mars is in your, not just Mars, I think Jupiter in your 2nd house as well. I feel a lot of you are going to be gaining a lot of money, but you could also be spending a lot more as well. Okay, and I feel the Queen of Pentacles is asking you just to be mindful of how you're spending money. Just be mindful of your expenditures, looking at your bills, looking at anything you need to pay off. Treat yourself, but make sure that you have some left, because even though the 4th house is a very emotional house, I feel a lot of you can be very emotional into things that makes you feel comfortable, and with that it can mean spending more than you actually should. Okay, and you also got love partnerships. So again, relationships are going to be playing a big theme. You know, Pisces, don't let your partner talk you into spending more than you should. You know, this is a time, you know, with Jupiter being your 2nd house, you're ruled by Jupiter. You know, it's about, you know, you can overexpend, you can overestimate, but it's all about moderation. Okay, so in a love partnership also, some of you can be you know, be urged, or just have that urge to spend a lot on your partner, you know, spoil them, and also spoiling yourself, but you might be doing it on frivolous things. So anything you're going to be spending it on is for the long run, instead of like the short run, instead of just for now. Okay, is also, again, like I said before, there's an emotion, it's very much an emotional time. But even though, you know, this month actually does square you, you're still going to be keeping busy, you know, keeping busy around the home. Some of you may be working very hard on, regardless, it could be cooking, fixing, being creative, reading, drawing, writing. Some of you may even want to be staying at home a lot more. And you have the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is very much connected about to the heart. It's a patient card. This is a card about sensitivity. It's about kindness. So I feel that you guys will be, you know, doing some more self-care work as well, like especially mental self-care, taking care of yourself. I can see a lot of Pisceans, you know, again, this is my favorite thing, doing like the Epsom salt work, because even though, you know, even at home can be a bit stressful. So the King of Cups is guiding you to really take care of yourself, take care of like the home, but also take care of like your emotional state. Gemini being in your 4th can still make things play mentally on you. So there could be thoughts going back from the past, especially because we've come out of the Mercury retrograde, which is in your 4th house as well. So, you know, doing self-care. You've also got the health card, which is to do with like your health, but especially your mental health. Smoothing your mind, body and soul. You know, reading, writing poetry. This is great to be writing down your thoughts this month. This is great to be, you know, talking to people, talking to like your family, having more like conversations as well. And, you know, it actually, even though it is a sensitive, but it's also a little bit of a busy time, it's also a very sentimental time. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Pisces decides this month in June, you know, in June, that you may want to work less as well, because your energy levels may not be as high. Remember, we are in eclipse season as well. You know, we've come from the Taurus one. we are in the Scorpion one. We're going to be in these eclipses for the next 6 months. So you guys may be working through that when it comes to like your, you know, when it comes to like your communication, but also your learning as well. Would not be surprised if I see a lot of Pisceans learning a lot as well. But still being closer to family, being closer to home, and anything that comes up, you know what to do, you know how to work with it. So, you know, Pisces again, sentimental, sensitive time, quite a busy time as well, but also about self-care too. So guys, that was the June 2022 reading for all of the signs. Feel free to let me know how it's gone for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know, share it to your friends, your family. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely June. And I will be back with other videos. And also, you know, I've got other, you know, other information about myself in the description below. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. And I'll speak to you all soon. Have a lovely June. Take care. Bye.